Hey, BZBGEAR fans, we are back. I hope you guys all had a fantastic weekend. Joining us today is going to be Joel. Matthew, how are you guys doing?
Wonderful. Good to see you, Matthew.
Yes, very good.
Thank you, thank you. So you guys are back from Belgium. Were you guys able to make it home in time to see the Super Bowl?
Well, we're
Sorry,
actually,
not Belgium, Spain. My bad.
yeah.
I get it confused at this point.
Yeah,
You guys are
many
going
shows,
all over
yeah,
the place.
We're international now, you know.
We
Yeah.
are all back after a lot of delays and canceled flights, and it was definitely probably the hardest return trip anybody on the team has had. But yeah, eventually we all got back and had some time to relax and get over the hump of that jet lag, and watch a mostly entertaining Super Bowl. And now we're back in the office and back to what we do best.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Well, at least on our side, where I'm a big Niner fan, so me and the buddies had a bit of a hangover still. Nobody wanted to really throw a watch party until like the last minute, but yeah, we got to enjoy it. It was a great game, down to the last minute. So yeah,
Cowboys for life.
Mm-hmm.
No, sir. That's my dad, not me. But yeah, it was kind of unfortunate. The Niners did have a great run, and it was really unfortunate to see Purdy kind of end his season like that.
Yeah, at least give him a chance.
Especially
He didn't even get a chance to lose the game. It's like right off the bat, you're out. What can you do, right?
I mean, he had such an explosive season for being a rookie. Like it was actually really impressive.
Right? So
That's why they're protecting their investment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't blame him. But it was absolutely a fantastic Super Bowl to watch. A little bit boring there towards the end, but you got to do what you got to do to win. And if that means running the clock, that means running the clock. So congrats to Kansas City. It was a great game. So I'm glad you guys were able to get home in time to enjoy that. But let's talk a little bit more about what you were doing before watching the Super Bowl, and that was ISE in Spain. So who wants to take the reins here? Tell me a little bit about Spain.
Well, I was one of the first out there, so I'll start off. I was fortunate enough to be able to take some time before the ISE show to go to Zaragoza and spend some time with a friend of mine there. Great decompression, amazing food and wine. It's hard to spend 2 weeks in Spain and then come back to America and pay our prices for our food. It's definitely a whole different thing. And yeah, just an amazing experience all around, architecturally, professionally, personally. It was definitely one of our highlight trips when it comes to BZBGEAR and what we're looking to do.
Yeah, I'm sure you were definitely wishing you had some of that food from Spain and maybe some of those really cool giant TVs and everything that you saw at ISE when you were at the Super Bowl party. I'm sure you were missing a little bit of that.
Always.
Yeah, I mean, like just to kind of piggyback off his comments, like the city, beautiful city, great people, great food. The beer was like €2.50 and 50. It's like double price here. Like the tapas is big over there. Shout out to Suso, NDI. He gave us he told us you got to try the tapas and the beer. The wine afterwards, everything, even the coffee. I'm not that much of a coffee drinker, but I did enjoy some cups of, coffee there.
Some Java.
Man, everything is just so.
Did you guys get a chance to hang out with Suso at all? Get some tapas with him while you were there?
We did. No, not unfortunately, not after. We did see him at the show. He dropped by, and we conversed and had a good time there. But no really time afterwards, but he did give us some good spots to go to, and so yeah,
always great to see Suso.
Yep,
always.
Yeah,
absolutely. He's a great guy. So what was the schedule like once you guys got there? I mean, I'm sure it wasn't all fun and games, right?
It was all fun and games. we have a good time even while we're working, and yeah, it was some setup time to get in there and get our booth put together, get our products set in. Coming from the States, the power is always a funny thing to have to deal with internationally. Getting converters and plugs and everything that's going to make sure that things are going to work there. And so we were drawing a lot of power with what we had hooked up, and it worked out really well in the end. We had a great response to our booth. We had a lot of people come through. We had our goals that we set for our team and our company going out there, and I think we smashed all of those. So it was a really great event, and we've still got a lot of follow-up and things to do, but it's really turning into some great opportunities for both us and our international partners.
Yeah. Speaking of partners there, we did meet up with a bunch of them, NDI, HD-Base-T, Audinate, and so I mean, we did a bunch of like video shoots with their team, with our team. We got to meet the HD-Base-T Alliance president. He did a interview with us. So a lot of thank you, and we appreciate everyone's time and efforts that they spent with us at the booth. And it was great.
It definitely seemed like you guys were doing a fantastic job, looking like it was quite a killer effort. I know Flo, big shout out to Flo, getting a whole bunch of content shot out there and kind of sent over to me so that I could get it edited and out to the audience. But one of the things that kind of stuck out to me was it seems like we had a really, really good impact at ISE. And what I mean by that is we have brought a few new products to the space, some of which we actually have on the table there that we'll talk about here in a minute. But it seems like we actually had a very successful time showing off those products, and they might have made just a little bit of a wave. So, Matthew, would you like to care to talk about that just a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. You folks watching may have heard me say it before that BZBGEAR is doing our best to set the bar for others to follow, and we continue with that work ethic and engineering and manufacturing that we're doing. It's easy to put together a product that is just general and meets the basic need of the market. And we like to really engineer and put things together to meet as many needs in the market as we can. We're really building towards that one-stop shop, allowing the integrators and dealers to make a single phone call to get the products that they need for their projects. And we absolutely introduced some more items at the show that are geared towards that end goal. We had a phenomenal response. Multiple distributors that came by our booth multiple times over multiple days. It would start with maybe one of their engineers, and they would bring back the engineering team, and then they would bring back the CEO. And so it was a great opportunity to really talk to a lot of people, see a lot of people, and really show off what we're doing to just a phenomenal response from everybody.
Yeah, so we had you're talking about new products. We had a new line of 8K units, matrix switchers, splitters, amps, cabling. And they do 8K at 60, but also 4K at 120. So big for the gamers out there. And we do have a number of our winners out here. So talking about 8K, we have the BG8K 88 MA. Mm-hmm. It's our 8x8 8K matrix switcher. It was recognized for the TNT Top New Technology Award presented by CE Pro and Commercial Integrator. So thank you guys for that. The two babies here on the side, we have this is the junior.
Yep. These are both juniors.
We don't have the 4. Okay, so we have our BG Adamo line got awarded twice. One for the BG Adamo 4K series. That was awarded by Best of Show by AV Technology. And we debuted the 1080p version of our BG Adamo 4K. It's the BG Adamo Junior. Same features, same basically everything, just smaller form factor, and it does 1080 as opposed to 4K. This one got awarded Best of Show by Tech and Learning. So again, we're very humbled. It shows that our hard work is paying off, and it's just an awesome feeling to be recognized. For all this, all the time and efforts that we put into these units. So
correct me if I'm wrong. That's the Adamo 4K now has 5 awards, 5 Best of Show, or is it 6?
5 or
I'm losing
6.
count.
I gotta recheck too.
At this rate, we might get 10.
But something like that. I mean, it's just been really impressive. Like at the shows, everybody's really impressed with that camera, the look of it, and the features. 12 GSDI, and then especially at the price point, it it's hard to beat,
Yeah, and we had other products that we introduced as well that weren't quite award winners because we have to share some of those awards. We don't want to be greedy, but we've got our BG Commander Pro joystick controller, which has a there you go. You can see the monitor on that there. Allows you to see previews of your cameras directly on the controller, and then also our new BG Commander Junior controller, which is going to be shipping soon for the smaller productions and mobile productions that are out there in the wild. Again, we're really putting things together in a way that allows you to give a single phone call and know that all your bases are going to be covered by these amazing people and everyone behind us. Well, I guess there's nobody behind us, but in the office behind us. It was another great show. We look forward to all the ones that we've got coming up this year. We've got one in a couple of weeks in Dallas, right?
That's well, I think the next one will be educating for careers conference, a local one in Sacramento.
Oh yeah, Sacramento, that's right.
But then we'll branch out to, I think there's one in Texas, San Antonio, Austin, and then obviously the NAB and Infocom will be
NAB, yes sir. And I will
That's
see
quick.
you gentlemen at NAB.
Oh, nice. All right.
Be good to see you live in person again. Yes.
I have a question. So, we brought some not 4K, but 8K products to the market, and granted they do 4K as well. But how many other 8K products did you guys see at ISE?
Ooh, that's a good question. I didn't get a whole bunch of time to walk around.
I was just gonna say.
I don't think I saw or even heard anybody. I mean, the 8K did bring a lot of people over specifically for that. I think it was definitely a big buzz around the floors. A lot of people that would come over specifically to see the 8K that they heard about. And I don't really recall hearing rumblings about anybody else having anything like that. But that's not to say that it wasn't there. Maybe just wasn't creating the same buzz that our 8K products were.
Yeah, well, you took my follow-up question. I was going to ask, what was the interest around the 8K products? And speaking of which, we can actually pivot on that a little bit. How many people are actually interested in it, not for just the 8K factor, but the fact that you can do 4K at higher refresh rates, essentially?
Well, a lot of people actually didn't even know that it would do the 4K at 120. You hear 8K, it's an emerging technology. There's not a lot of content for it yet, but it's what the next stage of evolution in our industry is. And so, you hear 8K, it definitely piques people's interest. And that gave us the opportunity when they approached us to talk about the other option of going to 4K at 120, which is just a huge vertical right now in the medical field and the gaming, like Joel had said earlier. So it really was, that buzz of the 8K afforded us the opportunity to discuss further, what else these 8K products do. It's nice to be able to, set that bar of the top notch, what's happening, but also make sure we're covering bases of current market needs as well.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And that's kind of the thing that I think is the most appealing to the 8K product lineup specifically, is just the fact that, number one, you are getting a little bit of future proofing because you're getting something that is going to be supporting 8K. But number two, it's not just an 8K device. You can also use it to enhance your 4K experience as well. Like whether that's gaming or you need something that's high refresh rate for maybe editing or something along those lines. Like it does open up a few new doors that people aren't necessarily thinking about. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of a video here pretty soon talking about kind of some things that you might be interested in spending some money on, especially since it's tax season right now. And some of those 8K products are potentially those just because of that reason.
Right.
I mean, we did have so we had our 8K up with attached to like the latest Xbox, the PS5. So I mean, we had a bunch of people just tested it out.
Gaming.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool to see.
Having a little bit of fun there on the showroom floor. That's always a good time. So let's talk about the Adamo Junior. Obviously, this is something that we've been talking about bringing to market ever since we unveiled the Adamo, because we do know that there is obviously not everyone is ready to make the jump to 4K. Not everybody needs it, and especially if they're doing live streaming, you might not even be able to take advantage of that 4K. So maybe just all you need is 1080p. I'm assuming, just based on some of the stuff that I've experienced at some of the shows that I've attended with you, Matthew, that the Adamo Junior got quite a bit of interest.
It did. We had that part of our booth was both the Adamo 4K and the Adamo Junior, and it's an easy transition to speak on one and move to the other. And you're absolutely right. Not everybody's ready for 4K. Not everybody has the budget for 4K, despite the fact that our 4K cameras are very, very, very reasonably priced compared to what else is out on the market. And it was real easy to go over when you see people's eyes widen at 4K and say, well, that's not really what I need, to show them something that literally looks exactly the same, but just in a smaller form factor to meet all those other needs. It's got the AI auto tracking. It's got the tally lights. It's got, the 5 outputs. We've got the NDI version, the base version, the Dante version. So it's really a great product to meet really a lot of what the market needs are right now outside of the 4K line.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know a lot of churches are probably very interested in a product like the Adamo Junior, just based on the conversations we've had at like the church
CFX.
Yeah, CFX.
Yeah.
I get so confused with all the acronyms. It doesn't help that I had a puppy keeping me up, but it is what it is. But also, I'm going to go out on a limb as well and say that there was plenty of interest in the BG Commander Pro. I know one of the things that we've heard when we've been talking to people with the Commander is they like the way that it feels. They love the joystick. They love the build quality of it, but it's always people asking, "Oh, can I preview my cameras on this?" And we didn't have that with the Commander, but we did make sure to include that with the Commander Pro. So, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're 100% right. It's such an important part of a production to be able to see what's on your camera before you make it active in your shot. And having that preview right there on the keyboard where you're already interacting with the unit makes it just so much simpler. It's easier to move around. You don't have to worry about bringing an extra monitor to see what's on your cameras. And it received a really great reception there. It pulls in an RTSP stream feed and just gives you up to 4 cameras at once on the display that you can choose from to see what is on your cameras before you make them active. It's one of those things that's just the natural evolution of where controllers are going and need to go for what the market is asking for. When you've got a big production desk and you've got all your buttons and your dials and your knobs and all this stuff, to have to add a second monitor to that to constantly refresh and look at that when you can just look down at this one piece and see everything you need to see at once, it's a great piece of equipment for sure.
Absolutely. So I think that just about does it for the products that we definitely want to highlight. If there are other products that you were interested in that we might have been taken with us, go ahead and check out the YouTube. We have plenty of videos from ISE. We definitely hammered out a lot of content regarding it. But let's talk a little bit more about ISE, not necessarily our products, but gentlemen, what was something cool that you saw at ISE? I mean, I know you might not have had the most time to walk around, but I know you did have a little bit of time. So what was something that really caught your eye?
There was actually a large booth. I forgot their name, next to us, and I saw this was big at IBC as well. It's kind of like the green screen type thing,
augmented reality.
Okay,
yeah.
So they had this fancy set, and then they always had a guy every half hour, kind of demo it, and he was talking. They had the camera kind of, come in on them, and then the whole background was a green screen, but it was I don't know, it was just filled up. It
definitely seems like the augmented reality and giant really high def displays are the two biggest things that I recognize there.
Massive 8K, or was it 8K, or like it was 8K, like the Sony,
LED.
like the whole wall.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh my goodness,
crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
it looks clear.
Looks like reality, really.
Yeah,
it's like you're walking out into the forest, and so it definitely seems like there's the usual progression of what people are trying to do with what's available out there. And like Joel was saying, the booth that was next to us, had this big camera on a crane and then a background that was all digitally produced, but they could make you look like you were anywhere. And it was really interesting to see the technology at work as far as, the line of sight and how things are put together, because the back is just a flat screen, but the way that it's digitized makes it look 3D. And so that augmented reality of, have a studio anywhere that makes it look like you're anywhere is really, I think, big at the show.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those like digital studios, and they're really impressive tech. I don't suppose either of you gentlemen had the opportunity to get yourself in front of the camera in those digital studios.
Not I.
No.
I spent most of my time at our. I mean, it was busy enough to where you talk to one person, and then as soon as you were done, you had two or three people waiting to talk again. So unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to move around too much, but that's great because it means I got to focus on what I was there to do, and that's build out our international distribution business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that definitely means that we are making an impact as well and changing the way people are interacting with some of their equipment, and that's exactly what we're setting out to do. So if we're getting a lot of people coming to the booth, that's always a good thing, even if it does mean you sometimes miss out on some of the cool stuff at ISE, but such is the game, right?
Absolutely.
Even like the freebies. That's one of the cool parts of going to trade shows. You go around, you try to get the, honestly, I think we had the best giveaways.
Yeah,
we had a small screwdriver. Everybody wanted the, because you need, to fix your glasses, to fix everything. Everybody, that would go out like hotcakes. Then we had lens cleaners and cable ties. So we had like very practical
screwdrivers.
Stuff.
Yeah, those screwdrivers and cable ties, they go fast.
Yeah, especially at these type shows. I mean, everybody kind of appreciated, like every time they came up, they were just in awe. Because I mean, like, everybody gives out pens or bottle cap openers, stuff like that. That's cool. But then like for practical, I thought our gifts were just very practical and you could use them every day. So I mean, everybody
much more functional giveaways than what most people had.
The only thing was the screwdrivers. It was 50-50. I've had some people come up from past shows like, I got your screwdriver from the last show, but it got taken away at the airport. Can I get another one? So that's the only caveat, I guess, is put in your check luggage, or you can put it in your carry-on, but just you gotta hope that they let you through.
Pro tip: put it in your check bag. Yeah, for sure. And then we have we've been doing this thing the last couple of shows where we have a digital catalog, whereas most people are handing out physical catalogs of paper, which are bulky and hard to carry. It's literally the size of a business card, and it's just a little USB that you plug in. And it has, our MSRP pricing, and then all of our recent catalogs, which include our 8K product and the new lineup of other things that we've added in. So that was really huge too. People love getting that little card, and I don't know, it looks cool, but it's interesting to see how people respond to something so simple in my perspective.
Yeah, because the weight, like you said, they can get heavy. You collect a bunch of catalogs from different, exhibitors, and so we're saving trees at the same time,
right?
So,
All right, gentlemen. Well, one last question. What was the most interesting interaction that you had at our booth?
Oh, I got a good one for that. So I had a guy approach me that wants to use auto tracking at tractor pools. Apparently tractor pools are a huge thing in Europe, and there's this like world championship or something. Yeah, where you got.
Are we talking like strongman tractor pools?
Yeah, like two tractors that are chained together and like pulling against each other to see who's got more power or whatever. So yeah, really interesting use case for auto tracking. And so it was really an interesting conversation because we see things most often from our own individual perspective. And obviously we don't think of every scenario, every use case where people may decide to try to use our products. So it was really fun to have that ability to look at what we do and how we do it and how it can interact with something that you would never think about PTZ auto tracking cameras being used for. A tractor pool. I mean, that was my interesting conversation over the whole show for sure.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't either. Yeah, you learn something every day.
Oh man. Well, mine's not as unique as that one, but I did meet some guy. I guess he works for kind of like sports venues, like stadiums, like professional team. I think it was a soccer team or something over there, and they're just looking for equipment to fit their the stadium, the venue. So I think that'd be so cool if we BZBGEAR was in I don't know, like the San Francisco 49ers video walls, and we're doing that stuff. So
that would be cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
I mean, who knows? With us offering some 8K matrix switchers and everything, it's a possibility.
Yeah, hey. We're here in Sacramento. You know, the Kings. They looks like they're doing good this year. It looks like they're gonna go to the playoffs first time since early 2000s. So maybe Mr. Sales Guy, hit him up. Say, hey, you need to improve.
Yeah, Matthew. You're putting all of the weight on your shoulders.
That's all right. I got enough room.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for coming on. We really appreciate everybody who went and tuned in. We also really appreciate all of the interest that we got at ISE. I just want to say this. We wouldn't be where we are without the people that have been supporting us in our products and especially telling us what you guys want. The Adamo has only been so successful because it's what you guys have told us that you want. So just keep letting us know what you're interested in, what you want to see from us. Stop by our booths at these trade shows. We're gearing up to do more trade shows coming up here. And I think the next major one will be NAB. Correct, Joel?
Oh, yeah, I believe so. I mean, like we discussed earlier, we have smaller local ones coming up. But yeah, NAB will be the next major.
So we definitely look forward to seeing some more people at some of these trade shows. Do we have a post on the website, Joel, of all of the trade shows that we're visiting this year, just like last year?
Yeah, I do not know the link off the top of my head, but yeah, we're constantly updating that once we get everything finalized, the booth reserved and everything, then we'll update the site. But yeah, we do have a timeline of upcoming events for 2023. So go to BZBGEAR.com.
Looks
everybody.
like you were missing me.
Oh, was
sorry,
that?
My internet had a little bit of a hiccup there, so it looks like I cut out just a little bit. But yeah, if you're interested, check out our website. We have articles that we're constantly posting. One of them will have some of the trade shows that we're looking at going to this year. We definitely look forward to seeing you guys at some of these trade shows, but NAB is going to be the next big one that we're going to be at. It's going to be big. We're really looking forward to showing off more products there and getting people to get their hands on it. And again, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next time.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Matthew.